This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And a good Monday afternoon. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk Today, which is being brought to you by Marv's Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue, where they're on the job 24/7. So remember, whatever crops up in your home, you get a hold of Marv's at 1515 Logan Avenue. We also want to thank Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, in the Greenway Commons, where Paisan cuisine is dished up all the time. Always fresh and delicious. From Joe and the gang, 7 days a week, Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue is First Tier Bank, open Monday through Friday, offering right now on a 27-month CD. How about a 3.1% annual percentage yield? Yes, they've got some great interest rates going on right now over at First Tier Bank. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center, family-owned, family-operated for a quarter century, as Heather has taken over the Lennox Auto Body workshop over on Dunn Avenue. Again, the Auto and Truck Repair Center. Of course, she also takes care of the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Yes, she works many, many hours to make sure the Lennox name stands tall and proud. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Again, Gene and his great staff, they stand by and wait for you Monday through Saturday over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank ×2, the original location on Vanda High, and the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Platte Valley Bank, banking done the old-fashioned way, banking done the high-technology way, and everything in between. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. You know, AJ's got a great-looking lot of 2019 Kias right now. Sorrento, and we go with Forte, and Optima, and Soul, and even Stinger, all waiting for you to take a test drive. So go for it over at Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. Go to CheyenneChicken.com, see what they can do to cater your graduation. Again, graduation's coming up here locally for South, Central, and East. That will be on the 30th, 31st, and on June 1st. So, again, get those orders in. Let them do the catering, and they do a marvelous cater out. They serve up 3 squares for you Monday through Saturday. Chick-fil-A of Cheyenne, right across from Menards at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30, and again, your home for Jayco RVs, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Some 18s still on the lot, 19s on the lot right now at great financing packages as well. And we also want to thank Taco Jaws of Cheyenne, where the sirloin steak burrito is available for you all meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, again, enjoy that delicious, tasty, tangy, and good eating sirloin steak burrito at Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway with our scoreboard. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We start things off with Nick.
Well, there's not a whole lot on my end due to the weather this past weekend, which has continued on to today, which meant that Post 6 and the Cheyenne Mustangs, unfortunately, their road trips up to Rapid City were canceled due to at least weather and field conditions up there. So there was that. Softball was, however, in action this past weekend with Cheyenne Extreme as they were playing down in Loveland, Colorado in the SummerSlam tournament. At least for them, 6 games for the Cheyenne Extreme, 4 wins for the Cheyenne Extreme. At least according to my notes, unfortunately, for the Cheyenne Extreme did not win that championship of the SummerSlam tournament, but unfortunately, or at least fortunate enough for Cheyenne Extreme, they went 4-6 this past, or at least 4-2 this past weekend. And we'll talk more with Adam Galicia coming up on tomorrow's show. And also, too, NHL action for tonight. Well, there is none due to, Boston has already moved on, and Sharks versus Blues will get underway with game number 6 tomorrow.
In the Gateway City. On the Major League Baseball scoreboard, there's a final. Boston rips the Blue Jays in the Rogers Center 12-2. Games get underway in the 4 o'clock hour. It will be the Swinging A's at Progressive Field to take on Cleveland. 5 o'clock hour, we'll have the Yankees at the Orioles, Nats at the Mets. 6 o'clock, it'll be the Cubs at Wrigley hosting the Phils. Mariners will take on the Rangers at Globe Life Park in Arlington. White Sox, Astros at Minute Maid. 7 o'clock hour at Oracle, the Giants hosting the Atlanta Braves. In the 8 o'clock hour, the late night games on the left coast will have the Halos taking on the Twins at Angel Stadium, Anaheim. And the Padres at Petco will host the Arizona Diamondbacks. On to the NBA slate. There is a game tonight in the Moda Center. It could be the decider for the Golden State Warriors as they lead 3-0. They will take on the homestanding Trailblazers. Again, Warriors lead that best-of-7 series, 3-0 in the Western Conference Finals. Scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. It's almost like due to the weather. We're going to be like the A's and the Tigers. We're going to have a suspended program today at 4 o'clock. We're going to wrap things up here. Just an hour show for today. Back at it full time for tomorrow. Let's see, where do we start? Well, there was a lot
talk.
Local stuff that went on.
Well, certainly local stuff that we'll get through at least this entire week. Whether it was track and field where the Central High Lady Indians, at least they are back-to-back state champions.
Back-to-back, gotta like that.
Yeah, Central High, at least the lady soccer program for the Lady Indians. Unfortunately, they made it to the state championship game, but fell short to Thunder Basin. So go figure that Thunder Basin is now starting to become a powerhouse out of Gillette, where they've won now basketball, soccer, and they're starting to get a little respectable. The Bulls,
they're starting to get some more banners in the city of Gillette.
Yeah,
wow, there's a bullet.
Go figure on that. But right now, again, for the Central High Lady Indians, at least soccer-wise, they made it to the state championship, but unfortunately fell short to at least Thunder Basin Lady Bolts, and that game went into penalty kicks. So there is about that. We'll talk more about that later in the week. But yes, again, a lot of local happening. Again, recapping from NBA happenings, whether it is Golden State being down by 15, 13, it doesn't matter at this point. They still win and beat the Portland Trail Blazers. Toronto coming back, getting their victory, at least making some respectable, at least, effort in this series on the Eastern Conference Final. And then still on the Western Conference Final with NHL. St. Louis now holds the 3-2 lead over the San Jose Sharks with Game 6 coming up again tomorrow.
Which
in
you
St.
thought
Louis.
the Sharks were going to win in the tank.
We'll see. Again, I don't write off San Jose. Again, this is a team that has been here before.
It's a tired team. They're tired. That game
probably. I think they are starting to. They look very.
They looked
right
very poor at home against St. Louis yesterday. They looked poor.
Yeah.
And again, I can't remember who he is. Gosh, the name's gonna slip me because I got so many names going through my head. But, I mean, it was like, why are you even on the ice? You're wasting time.
Yeah.
I mean, the stupidity he made. He made not one, but two mistakes in their own zone, in their own defensive end zone. And it was like, really? Are you kidding me? And it made the goalie's job that much tougher, which he didn't stop the goals.
Yeah, again, going back, if we stick on topic with the NHL, St. Louis Blues just pretty much just destroyed San Jose at the Shark Tank 5-0, where again, Sharks looking just a little gassed right now. I don't think that things will change. I don't want to say St. Louis wins Game 6. I think San Jose, we've seen plenty of times where they've gotten blown out or at least look like they've given up in a series or at least in a previous game and they've come back and rallied. Game 6, I don't expect anything less. Like I said, I think this is a 7-game series where I still believe that San Jose will have that option where they can easily still win and move on to the Stanley Cup final. I do believe that. But, again, it is becoming a bloodbath where San Jose, again, they played already at this point in time. They played 20 games. They played 2 7-game series, and I think we'll see a third one coming up in this one, Western Conference Final. So at least some excitement in the NHL. So curious to see what happens, again, coming up tomorrow night in St. Louis, where obviously the Blues are favored at home.
And, of course, Boston just sitting back, relaxing, and
will they hurt that team? Again, only time will tell.
Not Boston, no. They're a veteran team. And
I don't think Boston matches up well between either St. Louis or San Jose. But I think, like I said, I think either one that comes out of the Western Conference Final is going to be your Stanley Cup champion. I just don't believe in this Boston team. I think Boston had, as we broke down the series, or at least their route to where they are right now representing the East, they had a pretty easy, at least, go of it to get to where they are.
I understand. And again,
they have not
rested.
They have not been in the battles like St. Louis and the Sharks. And again, that might hurt them.
I don't.
But
think so.
I think if anything, it prepares and gets them ready.
They're
to
an older
Boston.
team, and again, they're an experienced team, and a similar.
So is San Jose.
It's similar to what Draymond Green said about the Warriors. We need to win so we can get the rest and get healed up. And with Boston, this has been an easy road, and again, not an easy road, but it's been relatively marred-free for the.
I think for the Bruins, it's been very easy to get
Okay,
to
so the bottom line is they're resting up, and they're going to be, again, this is an older team, veteran team, and they're going to be ready to take the ice against whoever they got to face. And I think they're going to be.
I think Boston's going to limit of who they have to face, of whether it's San Jose or St. Louis. I think
San Jose, they'll be on the road. If they face the Sharks, they got to go on the road to take on the Sharks in the tank. They'll be the host if they have St. Louis.
Again, either way, though, I still don't think Boston matches up well with either team right now. I think we're seeing in the Western Conference Final, you're seeing a potential Stanley Cup champion right here, and I give no respect to Boston. I just can't, because I think they are not battle-tested like these two have been here going through the West. I think the West, kind of in the NBA, is proving that it is kind of the best side of hockey right now with the teams that have been showcased so far. And right now, I think, if anything, you are seeing two teams that want it more than what Boston's going to probably put up a fight in the Stanley Cup final.
No, I disagree with you. I really do. But, again, we'll see what happens.
I've been right more than
No, wait a minute. Neither one of us have a dog in the fight. I ended up having more points than you in this Stanley Cup championship, so don't even go there.
Whatever.
You don't have a dog in the fight, so don't go there.
I'd pull for San Jose as much as they got away with.
You were going Vegas from the outset, and you didn't.
No, I love my Vegas team, obviously, but again, for San Jose, I'll certainly pull for them out of the Pacific Division, just to kind of give them some respect and say, hey, if San Jose can get it done, then Vegas was just that close from being in that position where the Sharks are right now.
See, and I have San Jose wrapping up right now. They lose here in the championship series. All right, let's get away from the ice because we're getting down to the final two teams there. Warriors tonight, you would like to believe, and I'm telling you, how many more wiffle balls can be thrown at this team? It just drives me nuts. Iguodala gets hurt on Saturday, and he's questionable. Now, the MRI, again, the MRI was negative, so that's on the sore calf. So that was good for Andre Iguodala. He did come back and play. I think the injury happened in the first quarter, correct me if I'm wrong, on Saturday, and then he played all the way until about the third quarter, and then they went in with Alfonso McKinney, who did a really good job. I was actually shocked. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but I mean, you look at Iguodala, all of the attributes that he brings as a basketball player.
I don't know why
McKinney was okay as a sub.
Well, I don't know why you're surprised at any point in time where this Warriors team, if they run into any injuries or anyone is not stepping their game up, someone fills that role. Someone steps it up. We've seen it in this entire series right now against Portland, and that one entity would be one Steph Curry, where people go, oh, they don't have a shot without KD. Well, Steph Curry says, hey, remember me? Back-to-back NBA MVP, a guy who's won championships already, won a championship before at least Kevin Durant ever came to this team. So
Right.
It doesn't surprise me. It's something that Saturday, as you were complaining about, oh, it's not even worth watching. This team's down by 13 and a half.
I was so
Guess what?
PO'd.
They were down by 15 in the other contest and still came back and won. That's why you can't read too much in what this Golden State team is going to be at half. If they're down by 13, it doesn't matter. That lead is clearly not safe because Portland is just not on the same level as the Golden State Warriors. That's why, as I went into this series and as everyone else kind of predicted, and it looks like it's going to happen tonight, it's going to be a 4-game sweep. There's no doubt about it. Portland is not getting game 4 tonight.
Well, and
they're done. They are tired. They are, again, the battles that Portland went through, especially the last one against the Denver Nuggets, I think all emotions, all energy is out the door right now. We're clearly seeing it right now in the Western Finals. And Portland, they don't have anything. They have nothing in the tank, and they're not beating Golden State tonight.
And they even have one more piece of bad news, but he's not going to use it as an excuse, but he has been ineffectual in this series, and that's Damian Lillard.
Yeah, again, with
he's got a separated
rib, which you got, in Game 2.
And
but
he's not going to use it. He's not going to use it as an excuse. So.
I mean, he played all 40 minutes in Game 3. So, again, everyone at this point in time has their injuries, has some fatigue, has something going on with him. Let's be honest. So, again, obviously Damian Lillard, respect the guy. He's not going to put up any argument or any complaining. So there is that. But I'm just saying the Trailblazers at this point in time, they're gassed. They're done. They have nothing more. They're not winning at home. Golden State wraps it up tonight.
If they win tonight, it wouldn't surprise me just to get that token win, so to speak.
They should. There should be no reason why they don't at this point in time, even without Iguodala. Right now,
about Portland. If Portland wins at the Moda Center tonight, it would not shock me.
It would. It would for me because Portland just they're not on the same level as Golden State right now.
I understand.
They're not playing the same style of basketball.
I understand that. But, in the case with the Warriors, they would come back home. It'd be Wednesday night, Game 5, as they would host, and Iguodala would probably be back. We still haven't – what is the latest on KD?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's just it. It's
I don't think they're going to rush him, though, because, again,
I know, but it's such a secret right now out of Golden State that, we don't know what's going on with
What's
KD.
the rush, though, with the Western Finals? Because this is all said and done right now. Portland is not getting 4 in a row.
I understand that.
Let's be honest at this point in time.
But what's up with KD besides the calf injury?
Who knows? They're probably keeping it secret to unveil him come NBA Finals time. And again, that's going to be, depending on what's going to happen with Milwaukee and Toronto, which that may go 6 or 7. Again, there's no need to rush the situation. There's no need to say, hey, put a timetable on it. No, let him recover at the pace that he wants to and how fast you want to make him get back and rush him back to the court. But there's no sense of urgency. You're up 3-0 against Portland. Chance to sweep them tonight. And then you got rest. As we talk about, as you mentioned with Draymond Green saying, hey, we need the rest. KD needs the rest. Guess what? You're going to get that opportunity for a long time. Because, let's be honest, the start of the NBA Finals, we're probably looking at, a week and a half away, if not 2 weeks from now.
And we're also looking at possibly Boogie.
Yeah.
Maybe being back for the finals. Don't know. I mean, again, there's a lot of
there's no urgency.
But it's funny.
It's who cares?
Iguodala, question mark. Durant, question mark. Right now with Cousins, question mark. Yet they're still winning.
What a perfect series right now to have those question marks where who cares? Those questions you don't need to answer right here and now. You're fine without those question mark pieces, and that's why even with Iguodala, who I think will still end up playing tonight, probably limited minutes as always, or at least of what we saw in Game 3. But right now for Golden State, they're fine. They're perfectly fine. Well, even if they lose tonight, they are at this team.
Oh, I'm not even worried about it.
There is no sense of urgency.
I wouldn't have a problem with them losing tonight. And again, they would wrap it up at Oracle on Wednesday. But what I'm saying is, again, the pieces to the puzzle. You can only miss so many pieces at a time. And again, with the Warriors, you're talking, two of your top liners right now that have gone down. I understand the Warriors are very good at what they do. And again, what I saw Saturday night.
They just won by 11 points. What
I saw Saturday night was Draymond Green. Again, another superstar on the Warriors who, again, we see him dishing out assists.
He had a triple-double.
I know. He dishes out assists. He pulls down boards, but is not one of your scorers. And then the next thing you know, he's a triple-double guy coming up in the win against Portland. So, again, there's always somebody else who steps up for the Warriors to take the burden off the shoulders of both Clay and Steph.
I've been trying to tell you that for the beginning of this probably NBA playoffs, where Golden State doesn't really need to worry. Clearly, there is no worry. There is no care right now because they have this set in stone. The only reason why they lose tonight to Portland is if Golden State just kind of goes at 50%, which they've been known to do, of kind of have that, who cares moment, or, hey, we're kind of bored with it. That would be the only reason why I would see Golden State losing tonight in the Moda Center, is if they just kind of bring out that lazy attitude of, we'll still get it
I don't think
done.
so much it's going to be lazy, because I think
I don't anticipate it.
I think Draymond Green, and again, I'm just saying, listen to me again, Nick. It wouldn't surprise me if they lose tonight. But hearing Draymond and saying, hey, look, if we win tonight, we sure can use the rest.
Yeah.
So you would think they would try to.
There's your sense of urgency then for this team of, let's get it done, wrap it up now, so we can take that break.
Yeah, and again, that break will be to the tune of at least a week and plus.
Yeah.
So, for the Warriors, because I have a feeling with the Raptors and Bucks series, it's got the earmarkings of 5, 6, 7 games. I have a feeling at the Scotiabank Arena coming up tomorrow night, it will be the Raptors winning again, taking that thing back to Milwaukee in the Fiserv Forum, tied 2-2.
Yeah,
That's
it might be a
after that.
back and forth between these two with Toronto and Milwaukee, and we'll see what happens. But looking at least forward into the possibility realm for these two teams, for Toronto and Milwaukee, Game 7, if it is necessary, is going to be, at least it's going to be played Monday, May the 27th.
That's Game 7.
That's Game 7, which is a
week from today.
I think is a good possibility in this series. Possibly. We'll see what happens if Milwaukee can't respond back in Game 4, which they absolutely can, which will obviously would change the dynamic going up 3-1 in that series. But, again, possibility for Milwaukee and Toronto, May 27th, a Monday. And then you give, about 3-4 days to set up for the theatrics of the NBA Finals?
It'd be like on the weekend, right?
Yeah, so, again, we're looking at, if Golden State gets it done tonight, you're looking at about a week and a half before they're back in action, which is no big deal. And they've been there before.
You're looking at KD, who has missed this entire series.
Didn't need him.
Which started last week.
Didn't need him.
I know, but let's take a look at this now. It started Tuesday.
Yeah.
And here it is Monday. So he's been down. He's been shelved basically for the last 8-9 days.
No need to rush him.
So
what?
And then Boogie Cousins, who was basically out for the remainder of the playoffs. And now
they're hopeful.
There's that glimmer of hope that he may be available for the finals.
It seems like it's more of a possibility that he may be for the NBA Finals. It is a possibility. We'll see if it happens. I think I'd put more money on KD returning in the NBA Finals than Boogie Cousins.
And Iguodala will be probably back to full strength. So, you look at the Warriors, like I said, the sense of urgency tonight for Draymond, let's get it done, let's get that rest. But it wouldn't surprise me if they have to go back to the Oracle and win it on Wednesday, and they get about 4 days.
It would surprise me, just the way that Portland is just they're done. They're not playing any remote.
Their bench is.
They're not
good.
playing quality basketball.
Their bench is just not.
I mean, Damian Lillard is showing. Granted, with the injury, he's gassed. He's done. He's basically carried this team.
Well, the Warriors
got C.J. McCollum, and they're pretty much.
And the Warriors have basically said, anywhere you go, you are going to draw a crowd. And Damian has drawn not one but 2 defenders on him all the time, and he's really made a ton of.
Because who else are you going to go to other than C.J. McCollum? That's it.
Yeah, but
you're not going to Canada. You're not going to.
The bench is just not good for the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to the Raptors series with the Bucks, Kawhi Leonard steps up. 36 points last night, played 52 minutes in the double OT.
Yeah.
So, again, he's hurting there with the, I think it was the quads or the thigh. I can't remember.
Something like that.
So, everybody.
Everyone's got an injury. It's no excuse at this point. Toronto at home gets it done, makes it a little bit more respectable. I thought that Milwaukee had a good shot at sweeping this series as well, too, but Toronto giving some fit, obviously winning at home. Milwaukee had its opportunities last night to get that victory there in Toronto, but just let it kind of slip through their fingers. But, again, Kawhi stepping up at the right time, 36 points. They ended up, again, as you mentioned, double overtime, 118 to 112.
And if it wasn't for Milwaukee's bench, this thing would have been over a long.
Yeah, the starters didn't do squat.
Oh, they were terrible last night.
Especially with the Greek Freak, where he only put up 12 points.
But he had 23 boards.
Well, you expect that. And again, he is that kind of that's why they call him the Greek Freak. But other than that, though, again, starters were pretty pathetic for Milwaukee. The bench pretty much saved them. Milwaukee, clearly you understand that you can get some help from your bench, but your starters need to also contribute as well in these contests. So, Game 4, back at Toronto. Does this give a little momentum to the Raptors being back, or at least getting this win? Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a very good possibility it is 2-2 heading back to Milwaukee in this Eastern Conference Final. And right now, I still think Milwaukee is going to get it done, still wins this thing. But right now the question mark is, does it take them 5? Does it take them 6? Does it take them 7 to get it done? Right now, it's just hard to judge right now what Milwaukee team will show up. Same with Toronto. What Toronto team is going to show up, because right now both are kind of playing a little inconsistent basketball here in the Eastern Conference Final. So, interested to see what happens coming up in Game 4, but obviously that's coming up in Tuesday.
We need to take a timeout. We are going to come back. We got more Wyoming Sports Talk today in a short program back after these words. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the day at Taco John's.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-thru window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-thru window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. Our Super Radio buys include Jose Cuervo Golden or Strawberry Golden Margarita, 1.75-liter bottle, $15.99. Jim Beam Bourbon, 1.75-liter bottle, $23.99. And Tecate or Tecate Light, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $11.49. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader. Right now it's time to head over to Jolly Roger's RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams too.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, continued cloudy and chilly with showers and thunderstorms possible. Expect a daytime high of only 39 degrees. For tonight, it's going to be cloudy once again with rain and snow showers mixed. Our low down to 31 degrees. Tomorrow, Tuesday, once again, cloudy skies with rain and snow showers likely. Some thunder is also possible. We're calling for a daytime high of 39. And for Tuesday night, once again, a cloudy sky with a chance of rain and snow showers mixed. Our low dropping down to 30 degrees.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
I even got mad at myself listening to that weather forecast, Nick. It looks like, matter of fact, it's going to be cool weather for the remainder of May. Maybe some improvement by June.
Yeah, who knows at this point in time.
This is sick.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. But again, I think for tonight, 3 to 5 inches of snow expected.
I picked the wrong time to turn my sprinklers on, didn't I?
Yeah, you'd figure it'd be spring at this point in time where some cities are experiencing 80s, 90s, 100s. I think down in Texas they're having tornado warnings down there. Go figure that. Yeah, we're still getting snow out here, which also, too, means that, again, local baseball did get altered. We saw that soccer had to get a little altered, at least at the state tournament up in Jackson.
Yeah.
But they got it at least they got it finished and done, but it's just who knows at this point in time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Post 6 was wiped out at Rapid City, right?
Yeah, both Post 6 and the Cheyenne Mustangs, who were both on the road at Rapid City. Unfortunately, all of those games were canceled, so makeup not sure of if at all those teams will be making up those games with those Rapid City teams. So again, we'll learn more of that information from Ty Lane or at least any representative from Cheyenne, at least Post 6, and also to the Cheyenne Mustangs. So
the weather is just, gosh, I mean, it just drives you nuts. I got my game in Saturday afternoon, and I mean, it was under some heavy cloud cover. Just you were waiting for the sky to open up any minute.
Well, again, the Extreme got the play, but they were down in Loveland, so they were, again, 50 miles south.
I was in Thornton, so I was about 85 miles, and it was raining actually when I left Saturday afternoon. So I left town right before 1 o'clock because I had a 3 o'clock game, and yeah, I encountered rain probably from Wellington past Loveland, where we had, thunderstorms or thunder showers, I guess. And luckily, nothing in the Thornton area. Well, tell you what, though, it's just this weather just grinds on you.
Well, as no one cares about your baseball.
I didn't say anything about my baseball. I'm talking about the weather.
I'm just saying we can continue the trend of no one cares about your baseball to no one cares about the Colorado Rockies at this point. I mean,
I don't want to talk about the Rockies. I want to talk about the Nuggets.
Wait, why do you want to talk the Nuggets?
Because Tim Connolly, the Denver Nuggets president of basketball operations, has turned down an offer to run the Washington Wizards front office, according to league sources. Josh Kroenke, the Nuggets I like this one. The Nuggets president and governor. See, I'm the president and owner of the company.
I'm a governor.
Yeah,
the Kroenkes.
Anyway, he made an aggressive and compelling case to Connolly over the weekend to keep him with the team, which the two have helped build into a Western Conference contender.
Yippee doodles, I guess. So Nuggets, you got your front office guy. Same with your head coach. Again, it's a promising team. Guess what? You got to spend the offseason, though, again, developing and trying to improve this team because, again, fortunately, this team, we pushed it to Game 7, couldn't get past this Portland team that is looking absolutely pathetic right now against the Golden State Warriors. So that tells you where, again, on the levels right now, Denver is still looking up to the Golden State Warriors, as is the rest of the NBA. So, again, a lot of things and a lot of decisions have to be made in the offseason.
And a couple other things, too. This is out of Tinseltown, which is kind of interesting because rumors are swelling that maybe LeBron James might be traded.
I'm not going to read into any of that.
Well, again, it's
who knows what's going to happen out of Los Angeles right now.
Bull makes the world go around 24/7. Talking heads.
The draft is going to be a big determining factor right now for a lot of things. Where obviously for New Orleans, you would assume they go with Zion. He is the overwhelming number one pick. People are basically contributing him to be a LeBron-esque player that could revitalize a franchise, be that franchise player to carry him on to greater things. We'll see. There have been other players that have been in that position that have done absolutely nothing, but Zion is, again, I think a more respectable player than that has had that tag compared to in the past. But with him going to New Orleans potentially, and I think it's going to be a great possibility. I don't think the Pelicans would be that dumb to not go with him, but it starts a domino effect of what's going to happen with Anthony Davis. What happens with the New Orleans Pelicans in just general of all those players that they have? Do they start just cleaning house and start building around Zion, or do we find a way to keep on Anthony Davis? Again, with this LeBron James rumor, does LeBron just say, hey, I'm tired of being in Los Angeles. I don't like where this is going. I'll go to a developing New Orleans team and join that if AD and also Zion is on that team.
But here's the deal, too, going back to Los Angeles. And you and me talked about it, I think it was last Thursday, talking about Frank Vogel taking over the Lakers' job. I don't even know if you want to step foot on the floor as a Los Angeles Laker right now because there is so much internal strife going on.
Well, and now you have Magic coming out talking, at least putting out bad comments about the front office for the Lakers.
And you got Vogel, who's hired
you got their
Jason
GM
Kidd.
responding. Again, Jason Kidd, who's already proven that he can't get it done as a head coach.
But, Vogel says he's an incredible asset and he's not going to be looking over his shoulder. But guess what? If Vogel gets booted halfway through the season, who do you think is going to step in as the interim head coach?
I'd hope it would be Jason Kidd, but that would be the position. Right now, again, the Lakers as a franchise is a complete and utter joke.
They are a joke, yes.
Which, like I said, with any LA team, couldn't happen to any better team than them. But right now, it is high dysfunction right now with the LA Lakers. And does it push LeBron out the door and say, I'm done with this. I want to win a championship or at least get it done here in the Western Conference. And Los Angeles, at least the Lakers, is not going to be that place. So the draft is going to be a big determining factor of what dominoes are going to lay in fall, at least in this offseason, where what is going to happen with Anthony Davis? Does LeBron James say, I want out of Los Angeles and go somewhere else?
But answer this question, though. Would you want to be on a team with LeBron James? It sounds like LeBron James right now, and I don't want to use that C word because that belongs to a guy like Carmelo Anthony. But it seems like now, wherever LeBron is trying to take you, he's not taking you to the high road anymore.
LeBron is almost reverting back into where he was a few years ago, where I didn't like him as a player because he had this selfish attitude. It's crept back up last season is what we saw. Again, what happened. Obviously, in Los Angeles, things are going to be much more kind of spotlighted and microscope than being out in Cleveland. And again, maybe in Cleveland he was doing that for the past couple of seasons. Again, could not tell you at this point, but it does seem LeBron is reverting back into that kind of selfish player where it is about him, not about the team. And granted, there could be instances as going back and looking back to his Cleveland days where we saw, we had many head coaching positions at least open because of LeBron James where, well, I don't get along with this guy or he's not working out. Bye-bye. Here comes Ty Lue. Well, he wasn't really the head coach. It was pretty much LeBron's team as we at least have a good understanding. Right now, why would you want to play with him? He is slowly becoming kind of a cancer for a team. As much as he is, still one of the better basketball players in the NBA, I still think, right now, I think Kevin Durant is proving that he is probably the best player right now in all of the association.
Well, and it's interesting because you look at the Lakers prior to LeBron's arrival, where the Lakers were they were not good.
It was a team that was trying to trend upwards.
It was
going
to be a very slow rebuild. Well, they tried to bring LeBron in to at least rebuild them while they're in the playoffs, and LeBron couldn't get the job done.
Yeah.
Now,
if anything, it was more dysfunction.
and all he did is bring some disharmony amongst the front office, which included a longtime Laker. The man has been a Laker all his life.
The guy's got
Magic Johnson.
He's got a statue out front of Staples,
and he's got a lot of rings as well too.
Wow.
So he knows the game of basketball.
Yeah.
So he brings dysfunction amongst the Lakers brass, including Magic Johnson, who has a remarkable relationship with Jeannie Buss, the owner of the team, one of the co-owners of the team. You got this Belinka guy who seems to be, as far as I'm concerned, reading all these stories, he's a little snake in the grass. He's a little weasel.
Yeah.
And again,
well, that's basically what Magic Johnson had to say.
Said, I don't need this.
He was kind of a backstabber. At least that's what Magic's quote was about GM Pelinka. So right now, the Lakers are as people thought they were going to be in this offseason, that darling destination for big free agents, that's not happening. Right now, you got to wonder if any of these big-name free agents even entertain moving on from their teams due to what's happening right now, or does the landscape of the NBA change a little bit right now where Los Angeles was that darling, or at least that final destination? Does New Orleans become that destination now for some free agents?
And
does the New York Knicks, does Denver, for instance? Again, there's interesting teams right now that could take advantage of this where the dysfunction's happening with the Lakers.
And it's even more interesting because Adam Silver kisses so much butt to LeBron James that they actually let him get fourth in the draft. I mean, this was a team that was, ranked with 2%?
Well, 2% to get the number one.
The number one pick, but they still.
I think they had like a 14 or 12. It was something ridiculous to get a top 4 pick. But they
moved all the way to the number 4 hole out of being 13th.
But also too, again, I don't read too much into that of the ping pong balls, at least anything like that, because New Orleans also too had high at least a very low percentage, so to speak, to get that number 1 overall pick, where, again, you had Phoenix, you had New York, you had other teams in front of them, in front of New Orleans that should have gotten the number 1 pick. But in the odds, though, New Orleans found that magic. So, again, I don't read too much in if there's any collusion there on getting the Lakers that number 4 pick, especially with New Orleans getting the number 1. But right now, for the L.A. Lakers, this is a team you got to imagine is going to finish well, just terrible next year.
It depends. It depends.
No one should touch this team. If anything, I wonder if LeBron right now is sitting at home or at least having discussions or lamenting a few things of, should I be traded? Is this the place I want to be at this point in time? Especially where they're in that same city, playing in that same venue. You have a Clippers team that is young, that got into the playoffs, did a little surprising, or at least got a few wins over the Golden State Warriors in that first round. It is a young, developing team. Does that become attractive?
If you're a general manager in the NBA right now, and again, the name LeBron James comes up to you, you're over there, you're frothing at the mouth because it's LeBron James.
Well, you know what he's going to bring to the table.
But you got to ask yourself, look what happened this year in Los Angeles. This wasn't an anomaly. This was LeBron James taking over. LeBron James said
which
this
in recent years, again, as you sit back and reflect,
he basically
been doing.
said this was my team. Luke Walton had nothing to do with this team.
Yeah.
The front office, Magic Johnson, had nothing to do with this team. This is my team. We're going to build it around me. It's all about me.
Well, granted, that was the front office also too saying that as well. That they
that was LeBron.
But I'm just saying, though, that was the Lakers' intention without LeBron even saying that. That was the Lakers' original intention to go, hey, we're bringing you in, LeBron, to bring in other entities to develop this team. But with you here right now, we want to develop and see if we can get into the playoffs. Again, everyone, including me, thought that this team was going to sneak into the playoffs. I thought they had a possibility because, again, that's what LeBron adds to these teams when he moves to Miami, Cleveland, wherever it may be. But there was just so much bad going on in Los Angeles that it proved that it showed that now being in the West, playing with this Lakers team, having all this dysfunction, it doesn't get it done here in the Western Conference due to, again, the amount of talent there is from every team in the Pacific Northwest and even in the Southwest. It's an interesting situation, and right now, will anyone land in with the Lakers? Any big names head out to Los Angeles dealing with all this, or does LeBron even stick around?
See, here's how dysfunctional the Lakers are right now. Think about the interview process with Tyronn Lue, who did not get the job, okay? And they bring in Frank Vogel, who had some numbers with the Indiana Pacers.
Ironically, again, where Ty Lue has already won an NBA championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He came in mid-season after the firing on the recommendation of LeBron James. The next season,
I'm just saying he got overlooked, even though he has an NBA championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers. For Vogel, who does not have any.
I know, but on the other side of the coin, the next season, you go look at the numbers with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, they went up against the Golden State Warriors in the championship round, but they were basically a mediocre team. Tyronn Lue is a mediocre coach.
Yeah.
LeBron James brought him to the front. Brought him to center circle, so to speak.
Yeah.
And to even have Ty Lue come in and interview for one of the most prestigious head coaching positions, the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's not that prestigious right now.
I know, but again, because of the history, the storied franchise, having a guy that is a mediocre coach at best come in and interview for the job.
I think if anything,
it's a joke.
Well, you give that possibility. I don't know what the thinking was. Obviously, it was probably under recommendation for LeBron James, but for Los Angeles. So instead of overstepping Ty Lue, who many thought he was going to be that head coach just because of the relationship, just to kind of appease LeBron James there in Los Angeles. But I think for the front office, for that brass, it was a good move saying, no, Tyronn Lue, you're not the best fit. We saw what you did in Cleveland. You really haven't proved anything, even though you have an NBA championship as a head coach, even though it was kind of interim. But I think that was a smart move by the Lakers to say, hey, Vogel, you are established in the NBA. You can get to the playoffs, but you haven't gotten to that kind of promised land still, at least so to speak. But, hey, we know that you can be consistent and you know how to win compared to this other guy. So, if anything, I give credit to the Lakers on that hiring with Vogel. But right now, this team is playoffs and the Lakers, they're on the opposite side of the spectrum right now because that is not happening anytime soon.
They're going to have to do some significant trading, some significant free agent
signings. And will that happen?
We don't even know what their salary cap is, plus what the draft is going to hold for them. So, again,
the draft is going to determine everything right now. I think of what New Orleans does, and does that appease at least Anthony Davis? He's also to a big factor right now of what does Anthony Davis do?
Yeah. All right, we're going to take one last break here coming up. I do want to mention real quick, because I know you don't care, but the PGA Open belongs to Brooks Koepka of the U.S. Of course, he has a couple of titles already, majors in his pocket, including now the PGA. So he's got about 3 of them. And basically led from start to finish. Yesterday, stumbled, even with a round of 74. Dustin Johnson, who finished second, shot a 69 and still lost by 2 shots. That's how much of a lead Brooks Koepka had in this particular tournament. Picked up a paycheck for about $2 million. Oh, by the way, Tiger Woods failed to make the cut, so he did not play.
What does he care? He's got the Master. He already won his,
Yeah, but you want to try to win that that Grand Slam. So obviously there won't be a Grand Slam winner this year.
I think for Tiger, just winning a major this year, that's all he could ever ask for. And everything else is obviously clearly cherry, but I mean for Tiger Woods, he got over that hump, and if he misses one, if he misses the next, if he misses another, at this point, who cares? Hey, I finally got it done, though. I got this monkey off my back.
Well, and then also you have coming up here, next will be the Open, which will be across the pond. One other thing, too, if you missed out on Saturday, and I talked to a lot of folks about this.
Are we getting our break?
Yeah, we're going to get to the break. It's just a very short one. The Preakness came and went because this year there will not be a Triple Crown winner because the Kentucky Derby said, nope, we're not going to race them. So War of Wills, Preakness win, I guess will be the Derby redemption. You might have a better-looking field coming out for the Belmont Stakes because this is another. It's like the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont Stake, and the Preakness, so a little more prestigious race. They go a mile and a half. This could be sort of a moneymaker for these trainers. But, with me, it's like ever since the Kentucky Derby fiasco, I have no interest. And I went to a couple of places that do the OTBs.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't busy at all this weekend. Usually these things are packed. Nobody cares.
Sure.
Nobody cares about the
Good, they're on board with me where it's like,
Triple Crown.
who cares at this point?
When you got a horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, it always sparks a lot of interest.
I can go to Vegas and there's electronic horses. It's just probably as good.
All right, well, you just don't get the gist, so I don't even want to go any further with you. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
Capital Lumber is lumber one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need. For electrical, plumbing, paint, and tools, lumber and hardware, we're for you. And we're out to earn your business, yes indeed. Capital Lumber is lumber one today. Are you listening? Capital Lumber's at your service all the way.
Capital Lumber Company, serving our area for over 53 years at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480KRAE.com.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range. 10 years ago, the Department of Defense selected High West Energy to provide electricity on F.E. Warren Air Force Base. For a decade, we have been proud to work hand in hand with the Air Force leadership to ensure we provide the base with the affordable, reliable power it needs to be an economic driver for the region and serve a vital national security interest for this country. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Are you tired of paying ATM fees? Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank in Cheyenne. Use your Platte Valley Bank ATM or Visa debit card at any ATM anywhere. We won't charge you a fee on our end, and we'll reimburse any fee you incur at any other ATM. That's right, no ATM fees at Platte Valley Bank. How about that? Platte Valley Bank, 3310 North College Drive and 421 Van High Avenue, or pvbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Community banking for you.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, continued cloudy and chilly with showers and thunderstorms possible. Expect a daytime high of only 39 degrees. For tonight, it's going to be cloudy once again with rain and snow showers mixed. Our low down to 31 degrees. Tomorrow, Tuesday, once again, cloudy skies with rain and snow showers likely. Some thunder is also possible. We're calling for a daytime high of 39. And for Tuesday night, once again, a cloudy sky with a chance of rain and snow showers mixed. Our low dropping down to 30 degrees.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Sports Talk Today. Want to remind you coming up tonight From 8 until 10, it's our golden age of radio theater, where we'll have Sherlock Holmes times 2. From 8 until 9, 9 until 10, it'll be suspense theater. So do join us for that. The best of the 50s and 60s, forthcoming shortened program for today. Real quick as we wrap it up here, Nick, and you mentioned this. The Giants and the Rocks are tied for last place in the West right now, and it seems like
it's been back and forth.
But if you look above at the Dodgers, they seem to be getting farther and farther away because they're now 9.5 games ahead of both San Francisco and the Rocks.
That's what happens when you're Colorado and you lose 4 in a row.
Diamondbacks are 5.5 back. Padres 7.5. I told you the Padres were not that good. They were going to fall out of favor real quick. The Rockies pitching stinks. That's it. John Gray, I do believe on Friday, though, and this is my opinion, he got jobbed by Angel Hernandez, the umpire at home plate. He got jobbed in 1 inning on a couple of really close calls. I think if John Gray had the reputation of back then of a Greg Maddux, or
he's far from that.
I'm just saying, if he had that type of reputation, he might have got those pitches. He had to throw an extra 15 pitches, boom, 2-run homer, and next thing you know, he loses the ball game. But
boo-hoo at this point.
No, but the Rockies pitching staff it sucks. It really is bad right now.
Well, again,
bullpen too.
The whole team's struggling. Again, where you're talking about strikeouts for the Colorado Rockies, this team again losing 4 at least in a row. Again, puts them at 20-25, 9.5 back behind the LA Dodgers. Again, puts them at a tie with the San Francisco Giants, who did win 2 in a row against the Arizona Diamondbacks. A few at least extra inning games there, but right now, again, Colorado, 45 games of the season. You have a good sample size of what this Rockies team.
You got a litmus test here.
You got a litmus test of the Rockies, and let's be honest, this team is not making it to the playoffs.
Well, and also, too, and Bruce Bochy made a very profound statement prior to the weekend series with the Diamondbacks. He's not happy right now in San Francisco. He's not happy with the new regime in the front office because basically he's left them a team that can't win. Well, and he knows it. He knows he can't win with this team.
And you wonder if there's more than meets the eye in that situation because Bruce Bochy, this is his final season. Is it something that, okay, we've cashed in 2019. Yes, you get the scraps here to do with Bruce Bochy. Once you're out, then we'll address it and rebuild this team. You wonder if it's more than meet the eye. But right now, again, Giants, Rockies, I think at this point in time, you write them off. I think Giants clearly not making it to the postseason. Colorado, I don't see them climbing back. They have had 45 games to establish themselves. They have not gotten out of – you thought it was almost an early season, at least, slump for them when they were losing to Miami, when they were losing to Tampa Bay, when they were having their struggles at home, when they lost in San Francisco to this Giants team. Again, Colorado, this is a team that's proven to me that they're not rebounding.
You're waiting for them to turn things around.
They're not going
to.
They're not going to. I just don't see it.
Yeah, they just can't seem to put that foot on the gas pedal. All right, we do got to wrap things up here.